Hello and welcome to episode number 150 of the Veeam Community Recap. I am joined with a special setup today with Safiya. Safiya, how you doing today?
Hey Rick, hi community. I'm doing well. Glad to be here for maybe the fifth or sixth time on the recap. I don't know.
Well, Madalena's my go-to, and she's on vacation. She
Yes,
deserves some leave.
well
So
deserved.
we decided, I'm like, hey, Safiya, what you doing? And you're like, okay, Rick. But I got to tell you something funny. So as you can see,
What?
I'm not at home. I'm in Florida. And actually, I have the room tilted because it would be really weird looking in the mirror right back at the camera. And you don't want to see how I got this thing standing up. But last night in the Veeam Ohio office, we hosted an AWS user group. And Safiya, tell everyone about the slide Kirsten had with the number. You got to tell them what happened.
Yeah, so Kirsten was presenting at this AWS user group that we have at the Veeam office every once in a while. And she had the number 12 on the screen. So she was like, can anyone tell me what the number 12 means? And everybody was like, I don't know. How does this relate to AWS? And the next slide was the amount of times my boss has asked me to fill in last minute because Rick was supposed to be the initial presenter. And Kirsten came to the rescue and presented. And it was a great turnout, full room, great engagement at the end. So turned out fine, but
Yeah, I feel bad because Kirsten always gets the brunt of these kind of last minute things. I'm in Florida, going to be presenting at a partners kickoff here this week. And thank you, Kirsten, for presenting at the AWS user group, because I even went to the user group leader and I said, tell you what, go with the 23rd of January. I know I can do it.
yeah, this was months and months ago.
Yeah, and
And yeah,
my schedule, it's a piece of modern art, honestly. It's truly crazy. So anyways, I thought that was a funny story. But hey, we have a great roundup of community stuff, and we're going to do something new today. I don't know what to call the segment, but I'll figure out a name by the time I get
figure
there.
at the end. you'll,
That's
you'll come up with something.
I will. I hope so, at least. But let's start in the community here. And
Yeah,
this is a name I've not called, belongs in a museum. I kind of like that.
I do like
You?
that username.
It
Yeah,
yeah, it's a good one.
and he's a new user.
And he or she has a great question about duplicating a full backup, not a backup copy. Now, before I go in to my thoughts here, what kind of caught your eye here, Safiya?
Yeah, so when I was looking for posts to add to the recap this week, this one had a ton of engagement, which is always an amazing thing to add to the recap and seeing the community members who are helping one another. So, just to recap a bit about Belongs in a Museum, aka Simon, yeah, a little smiley face there. Simon actually works at a museum, hence the name, which I find amazing. He mentions that at the beginning. So their largest server had to be re-imported to vSphere and was picked up as a VM by Veeam. So Simon wonders and asks the community, what options does he have to minimize their WAN to seed hill their offset backup of a large VM? And Rick, you had some thoughts on this. So
Yeah,
maybe we can go through
yeah,
what
this is
others
a
are
good
helping and commenting first, and then what your thoughts are.
this is a good problem that you're bringing
Hmm.
up here, being belongs in a museum, in that the number one thing you do not want to do, and that's, but I'm actually just going
Okay.
to go put this right down as a comment. The number one thing you do not want to do is manually copy files.
Okay.
I think it was Jason Buffington on our team who likes to say uh, that a backup of a backup is not a backup.
Kirsten
So
mentioned that last night.
really,
Yeah, she did.
so it's sticking in. So let me put this
Back
in.
of a
It's like,
backup is not a backup.
yeah, a backup of a backup is not a backup, and I don't need them all copied or capitalized. So let me first of all say that. So you don't want to go copying files because then you're going to have new problems. Okay.
Okay.
So if we look back up here, a lot of advice on replica seeding, backup copy jobs, and belongs in a museum comes back around here. Um, I think that they've got a solid plan and it's built around the repository here. So that's good. So it's a backup on a repository and it's backups on disk on a second site. It's not a hypervisor DR type of thing, but sounds like everyone's aware that we can do instant recovery, we can do import of backups, those types of things. And even if we have to change hypervisors, right? So I really think this is a good a good approach. And I love how we've got Derek, we got Chris, we've got Shane, all providing good, solid information with links. And I don't know, you know, I need kind of someone to pick a best answer here because we got to assign it. But I mean, there's so many good ones. Too bad we can't select many. But this is a great post, and welcome to the community. Belongs in a museum.
Yes, welcome belongs in a museum. Who works at a museum? That's I. I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything for best usernames, but
Oh,
how
I
can
didn't
you
even
not
look.
pick it?
I didn't even look, but he or she is new, so we'll see. We'll see. All right,
We'll see.
what'd you pick next here?
Yeah, so we have some video demos from Luis, who's been posting a lot of great content lately. In this demo, Luis deploys an EKS cluster, Kasten, and PacMan using AWS Cloud Shell. He references scripts in the video, which will allow you to build a Kasten demo environment running on EKS, cannot speak this morning, in 20 minutes. And Rick already has the PacMan. So the process only takes about 20 minutes. He speeds up the video, copy and pasting the Kasten console access to gain access into a now functional console with Cassandra database that's protected. He then shows how to deploy a PacMan game as an application. You can find this in Luis's repository, which he links in the post. So Rick, what are your thoughts on this? You already had the game up, so you're excited about this?
This is fun. So
Yeah.
thank you, Luis, Eduardo Serrano, for sharing this. And you know, this is kind of a great way to get started in Kubernetes world. Michael Cade's been doing this one for a while. And you know, if you haven't gotten into Kubernetes, here's a good one. And the reward is you have something fun at the end with the Pac-Man game. So I think this is a really cool one. So good to have you back on the recap, Luis, but not once, but twice. Luis is up again with a really
He's
cool
up again.
additional post. What's this
He's
one all
posting a
about?
ton of great content, I'm telling you. So Luis discusses the ability to detect threats and backups performed using Yara rules, which I know you're big on, Rick. You love to discuss this on the recaps as well. He explains Yara rules in the videos and in the video and its benefits. In the demo, he creates a simple Yara rule to identify files with malicious websites in them. So after performing a scan backup with Yara in the video, he finds that his first and second restore points are compromised with malicious sites. So it's a great tool, like people were commenting, and I think it was Ben, one of the vanguards, who was saying that this is one of those tools we like. How did we live without it, or something along those lines? So
yeah, this is
very
super
true.
awesome. Super awesome. And Luis, I want to draw everyone's attention to this one right here. Sorry about the limited resolution,
Yeah.
but in his video, he goes through the example of writing a Yara rule. And this is golden. They're not as hard as you think, right? Now, really complicated ones that are looking for hashes or fingerprints or whatever of different threat actors. But that's a good example with those two kind of money sites, the free money and ultra bet. And if you go, just a reminder to everyone, we kind of have taken over the script library with the Yara and script library now, where we have also how to install and then some support statements. And then we got some new stuff coming in there already. So thank you, Luis. Love me some Yara. Keep it coming. But that's the end of our actual content, but now we got three special department things. And so I'm going to take the first one with KB 4510 with 12.1. So we had our first cumulative patch come out from this. So this is good. If you are getting started with 12.1, there's information down below if you're starting on 12. Or if you're already on 12.1. So give this KB a read, but I'll show down at the bottom the two different download options. So there's one, if you already have 12.1, you could go ahead and download this update here. And it's smaller. It's only 1.3 gig for the update. If you're on, say, actually, well, this is interesting. I didn't catch this the first time around. But you can upgrade from these versions, including 10A. Whoa, I don't even remember when that one was out. That's like 2020. And that one can go straight up to 12.1. So this is awesome. So you really have two different modes of upgrade. But just to let everybody know, this is out. So I try to make sure we always have the latest product updates in the form of these KBs that we highlight on the recap. So this one just
Very
came out
nice.
the other day. So this is good.
But Rick,
All
was
right.
2020 really that long ago? That was
Oh, it's forever ago.
forever ago. You don't even remember.
Yeah. Well, if
All
I
right.
go back here, yeah, so this was, okay, let's see how good I am. This was December 2023.
Well,
This
it's
was
February.
February 2023.
Mm-hmm.
This was October, November of 2022. Oh, this was late 2020, so this had to be 21, I guess, for base 11. Oh, I'm getting old. I used to like roll these things off the top of my head. Safiya, you're watching the decline of Ricketron right in front of you. It's sad. Like you used to remember all that stuff. Anyways, let's go to happy thoughts. Happy thoughts.
I was trying to research it, but I can't find it this fast.
Well, that's why you remember. Maybe I need,
Release date. Maybe 2021.
ChatGPT can help me out.
ChatGPT, yeah, we gotta
Need AI. Because real intelligence isn't letting me survive here. But let's go over to Zane. Zane's got some happy thoughts. This is a good one. Veeam user group ideas for the USA. Big country, as everybody knows. So a lot of different cities and markets and stuff. Zane's really looking to get going for a virtual user group. I have an idea for user groups. I'd love to see what users would want to see. So I'm going to pull a little trick out of the Ricketron playbook. I'll say that one of the user group topics I loved from way long ago, and I'd love to see updated, is how a user schedules their backup jobs.
Okay.
Have, like end-to-end logic of their business and big. And so this one, Safiya, was something that I always really enjoyed. And believe it or not, it was Matt Crape, who now works for us. I want to say 8 years ago, we did that as a user group topic. And it was like, oh, that's a boring one. But actually, no, it's not, because
really engaging.
Yeah, and everybody's like, oh, I didn't even think of doing it that way. And oh, I've got that situation too. I can do what you've done. So here's an idea. If somebody wants to see a user group topic or is wanting to talk and share, if you have something to share around scheduling, how you schedule with me, that's a really good conversational topic. And it's not super technical, but it's super relevant to everyone.
Definitely.
Thank you, Zane.
So Zane, thank you for posting that. Please, anyone, leave your ideas, even if you're not in the USA. Maybe post in your local user group if they exist currently, and if they don't, let us know. But post what you want to see in your user group. What conversations are you having with your coworkers that you feel like are not being discussed enough? Really would appreciate that. Yeah, Chris is Canadian and he's commenting.
He even disclosed I'm not the US.
But he is a user group leader for Canada.
A lot of shared best practices
maybe
across the user
yeah,
group.
Exactly.
Gotcha, Chris. Anyways, last up in special department news is Marco Lovisi with oh boy, how do I
well, no, Rick, pause, don't do that yet, because you speak Italian. I've seen a video of you speaking Italian, so you have I've seen it.
Quale il tuo upgrade favorito?
Okay.
Oh, I said 4 words like welcome John or something.
It was with Marco and Paolo.
Oh,
you were speaking in Italian. Insert clip here. We'll insert the clip right here of Rick speaking Italian. But yeah, you can translate. You have permission now. I was just
but
I've
no,
seen you
don't.
speaking Italian.
I can function in Spanish and I can change the
Okay.
words if necessary for Italian, and it was enough to let Marco Fabri and the others go on. So yes,
Yeah.
dang, you
So this is
remember everything.
different
So
Marco,
different Marco.
VC, one of our VUG Italy leaders, and similarly to Zane, he's asking his local community, what topics do you want to see? They're having their first event. It should be in February next month, a virtual event, and an in-person hopefully in a few months. But he's asking what they want to see, what topics, and maybe we can go through what the Italian community wants to see. Is it super different from what the US community was saying? I'm not sure. Um, resilience, Antonio said, who's also a leader. Lucas said zero trust model. Discuss upgrade or migration.
Well, it's funny. My
Yeah,
translation like stopped.
it stopped. Well,
So
malware detection definitely is that.
it
Yeah.
starts to look very impressive here in Italian. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that one. Give you a like there, Marco S.
Grazie.
Thank you.
Bueno. Paola.
So, oh, which Marco is that? Marco S.
Marco S is Marco Sorrentino. He is a legend.
That's
Not a leader,
right.
but a legend.
That's right. I
Yes.
remember him. We met him in Prague this
Yes,
year.
we did.
All right.
But
So
yeah, keep these conversations going, you guys. We want to hear what you want to see. We want to have as many user group events as we can this year. Maddie and I are really working hard to establish more of those virtually and in person. So let us know the topics that you want to hear about.
yeah,
and
I got my
discuss.
new segment of the show, and I don't even know what I want to call it, but I just want to call it like a news roundup. So
Okay.
I wanted to bring this up because I saw it discussed on some social media things, and basically this year in some parts of the world at Veeam, there's remapping. So let me explain what that means. Some accounts, some customers and some partners may have new Veeam contacts. Like, hey, last year I called John. Next year I have to call Sally. Those types of things. And kind of a funny story. This person started when I started at Veeam, but when I started a long time ago, this person had everything west of the Mississippi in the United States. And by the
Okay.
time the guy left, he only had the southern half of Los Angeles County, okay, in California. Okay, so his territory kind of shrunk. So that's an extreme example over 12 years or such for that person. But this year, I just want to let everybody know in certain parts of the world, there's new account people, new systems engineers assigned to people, partners and customers. And you should be, if your account or your region is in that, you should be getting that communication really soon. So I just want to bring some news up. And the other news that we'll soon start to be promoting Veeam on, but I'm always going to try to bring in some company news. Okay. Back to the recap. All right.
No, we should have like something like interruption or something or
Yeah.
breaking news little.
I need a sound
animation.
effect.
Yeah.
Or something.
We can do it.
All
Make
right.
it happen.
Who's new? So a big thank you to Safiya again for doing the who's new. Oh, you know what? I just realized we got to put this in a new font. Joke. No, I'm just teasing.
And also the logo.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
we're outdated.
we're getting there. We're getting there.
We'll fix it soon.
So there's our new one. Belongs in a museum. Oh, I like that. Never give up. Rick W.
So
Speaking of my heart,
inspirational.
my middle name's W. That's cool.
Is it
Let's see what
you?
else we got. See some interesting names here.
Side 3R? Like, I don't know what they're trying to say with the 3. If anything on the third row, bottom,
Cider.
just cider.
Yeah,
Okay,
cider.
well,
I think it's cider.
Fred Dye?
Yeah, Fred Dye, or like it might be first 3 of first name and first 3 of the last name. So yeah, it's cool. Oh, I wonder if that's who I think it is. I wonder. Ah, it is. Hey, Sterling.
Yeah, it definitely is. Welcome, Sterling.
Oh, this is a cool one. It's always interesting because the most interesting ones always get on that last column. I don't know how that works. All right. So what did you pick, Safiyomo, as your coolest username? So we'll see here.
I picked 4. I picked Never Give Up because,
Bunty,
there's
not Bounty, but Bunty. Okay.
Bunty, Bumpsy,
Bumsy.
and Sit Silencer.
I love it, love it, love it. All right. Let's see who. Oh, what? Oh, you did
Belongs in a
pick that one.
museum,
I did
Simon.
not know this was coming, but I got it.
Congratulations.
What?
Yeah.
What in the? I'm without words, Safiya. What?
I
Where
get
do
a
you
little
get
bit
these? Where do you?
creative. I get a
You do
little bit
that?
creative. Yeah, I did that.
Oh goodness.
Well, I didn't make the Alfred. Thank you to the creative team, but I use those elements and I make
Oh
like
my
a little
gosh.
Photoshop thing.
Oh my
So
gosh.
it's Alfred in a museum.
Wow.
He belongs in a museum.
I don't often have no words, but I think this time is really, really close. So that was something.
You're welcome.
All right, next week should be back to normal circumstances. Dare I even record in my office? Hopefully.
Will you be back?
I'm supposed to. I don't have to go anywhere next week.
As of now.
As of now,
As of now.
yeah. And anything else we were thinking about, Safiya, that we wanted to cover? Blog of the month.
Yeah. Last
Coming?
week for blog of the month, I think Madi will have the roundup on the next recap. So get in your last blogs while you can for this month if you want to be entered and have the chance to win.
Yep, there's a badge on the line. So really appreciate your time with me, Safiya. Thanks for joining, and thanks for hosting that AWS user group. I said I could make, and Kirsten as well. Well, it's a late night. I mean, it was a full house. So.
It was a full house, and next time, 3 user groups in one space.
Yikes, I love it. We here in Central Ohio, I guess I'll throw this out there. If anybody has a need for a technology user group in Central Ohio, we have a space, and usually we'll provide like pizza and soda and like, free mode like that.
Yeah.
So definitely just reach out to Safiya and myself or such. So, all right, everyone, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. And I think we'll be back in normal circumstances. Have a great weekend, everyone.